Well, thanks for staying with us. Time now for Media Watch, for which I'm joined by Olivia Salazar-Winspear. Hi, Olivia.
Hi.
So, okay, we're going to be starting off with the first day of the French presidential campaign. Everything's kicking off. But we've already seen a lot of campaigning. At least I feel like I have.
Yeah, we feel like we've been talking about this forever, but today, April 9th, is actually the first day. What that means is today's the first day of the media campaign, and that's going to come under very strict regulation from the French Broadcasting Authority, the CSA. Each of the 10 candidates will have access to 43 minutes of airtime on public radio stations or television, and that's controlled very strictly. There's lots and lots of rules about what they can actually do, what they can show, what they can say, and how long that all lasts. For example, we're looking at some of the historical pictures here, but if we show, as a media outlet, France 24, pictures of the candidates, we have to make sure that they're shared out equally, so we're not giving preference to one or another candidate. They're also allowed to put up posters in the street, but all of that's controlled by size, by colour. You're not really meant to put a French flag. It's really quite draconian. It's very, very regulated. And some journalists get a bit frustrated with this. They say that it really impedes their coverage of the election. Now, a journalist from L'Express, Christophe Barbier, he had a bit of a video rant about this, saying that all these rules don't really serve any purpose, they don't change the way people think about the election, and that the CSA shouldn't be so cautious about influencing voters that they're going to vote for who they're going to vote for anyway. The Huffington Post takes a bit of a lighter look at the rules, saying that basically, by imposing all these restrictions, the videos aren't necessarily boring and quite flat in their style and in their content. We've got a guy just walking down the road talking about things. They make a comparison with the US elections, which are often more stylish in their production. So we're having to get ready for 2 weeks of this now in France, quite a lot every day.
Right. Now, media analysts are actually pretty divided about what the polls say about who's out front. At this stage, do statistics mean very much at all?
Well, obviously, every day we're being bombarded with figures, things like this candidate's risen 1 point, this other one's gone down by 3%, and you start to wonder if all these statistics are just meaningless, or if they're all saying the same thing, or if they've got a vested interest. Now, Le Nouvel Observateur, which is another weekly magazine, has tried to conflate all this information to make some sense of it all. What they've done is an interactive graphic where they've taken the main pollsters and shown how each poll, well, all of the different polls, see the different candidates. Here we can see that François Hollande has taken a bit of a dip this month, whereas Jean-Luc Mélenchon, if I click on him, he's done really very well in the last few months. So this is what we've got from various sources, and we're going to be seeing between now and April 20th at midnight, which is when the polls are forbidden to start after midnight. They're forbidden to publish any more figures in case it affects us, well, influences us on the voting weekend.
Right, now staying with the election, the presidential campaign, but on a bike.
On a bike, yes. It's the Tour de France through politics. This is two freelance journalists who started a Facebook page, and in fact it turned into a huge project. They're covering the French election on a bike. Here you can see them there. Their names are Alexis Montchauvet and Raphael Kraft. And they already did this for the elections in 2002 and 2007. They're going to various regions in France and talking about things that we don't normally see in the election. I mean, we're used to going to industrial zones, talking about unemployment, or perhaps housing estates, talking about social issues. But what they want to do is just meet normal people in boring towns and villages to give a more realistic cross-section of what's going on in France.
Brilliant. Well, thanks very much for that roundup. That's Media Watch with Olivia Salazar-Winspear. That's it from us for the moment, but we'll be back shortly, so do stay with us. More news and headlines from across the world coming up shortly.